In today's video, I'm going to teach you how to open a file in Adobe Photoshop. By the end, you'll know 4 simple, reliable ways to get your image or document into Photoshop so you can start editing right away. Use whichever method feels most natural for your workflow, and keep in mind that all of these work for common formats like PSD, JPEG, PNG, TIFF, and many RAW files. The quickest method is to double-click the file. Open your file browser, locate the image or document you want to edit, and simply double-click it. If Photoshop is set as the default application for that file type, it will launch and load the file automatically. This is great for speed and for files you open frequently. If it opens in a different app, don't worry, there are other easy options. Another reliable approach is to right-click the file and choose Open With, then select Adobe Photoshop. This is especially useful when your system defaults to a different viewer. On some systems, you can also control-click to bring up the same menu. Pick Adobe Photoshop from the list, and your file will open directly in the app without changing your default settings for future files. You can also drag the file onto the Photoshop icon. If you have the Photoshop icon on your desktop, in your taskbar, or in your dock, click and hold the file, drag it over the Photoshop icon, and release. Photoshop will launch if it's not open, and the file will load. This method feels very visual and is handy when you already have a bunch of files visible in a folder and want to send one straight into Photoshop. Finally, you can open files from within Photoshop itself. Launch Photoshop first, then go to the File menu at the top and choose Open. A file picker will appear. Navigate to the folder where your file lives, click to select it and confirm. This is a dependable method when you're already working in Photoshop and want to bring in another image, or when you need to double check the exact file location and name before opening. Whichever method you choose, you'll end up in the same place, your file open and ready to edit in Photoshop. If a file doesn't open, double check that it's a supported format or that the file itself isn't damaged. With these 4 approaches in your toolkit, double click, open with, drag to the icon, and file open, you'll always have a fast way to get started.